Hey everybody, Gnorm here today, bringing you a little bit of a different video. Now, if you're wondering where I'm doing this is on the Melon MC server in the creative portion. But today I'm just gonna be talking to you about something with what has recently happened down in Orlando, Florida. Now, I myself, I live more towards the Seattle, Washington area. Not exactly in Seattle, but close enough. Now, the other day, when the shooting happened in the nightclub, reports came out first of people being shot and injured, 20 dead and all that. The last time I saw it, it was 50 dead and 53 injured. This is the biggest mass shooting in America's history. The biggest mass shooting in America's history. And it was a hate crime. It was done by a man who hated the LGBT community. It was done by a man who pledged his allegiance to a whacked out, hate-mongering group. Now, I'm not going to bring religion into this, because most of us well know exactly where religion stands in this type of thing. Oh, gay is bad. You shouldn't be gay, it's a choice. No, it's not a choice. You're born that way. You cannot help how you were born. You cannot help your own genes. Now, the day this happened, I was blown away by the news, and not in a funny way. I'm not trying to make a joke here. Just it literally blew me away exactly how bad this was. Now, I'm going to come out and say this right now. I'm not gay, but I don't care if you're gay or straight or transgendered or questioning or pansexual or whatever you want to decree yourself as. I am more than happy that you feel comfortable enough doing that. I have many friends in the LGBT community because I live in Washington State, where it is legal to get married. It was legalized before it was legalized throughout the whole country in my state. The mayor of Seattle himself is gay. Seattle Mayor Ed Murray. Now, there was a candlelight vigil held the day of the shootings, and Ed Murray himself spoke. He expressed grief at the loss of so many members of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer community in Orlando. In a quote here, he said, "We are gathered this summer evening during the month when we celebrate Pride. To celebrate Pride, to share our grief, and to support each other as we absorb the news of the largest mass shooting in our nation's history and the largest act of violence against the LGBT community in the history of this nation." He said, "We gather tonight in solidarity with those who lost their lives, and we offer our support to their families and to the people of the city of Orlando. We are also here this evening because of the slaughter of our brothers and sisters was meant to spread fear throughout the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender communities across this nation. We will, as we have in the past, face this fear. We will not be intimidated. We will stand together, and we will be strong." Now, the Pride Festival in Seattle has not happened as of yet, but they are doubling and tripling security because of this thing going on. It's still going to happen, which I'm more supportive of now than ever. And I'm going to add on one more thing there. I understand where Mayor Ed McMurray was coming from when he said our brothers and sisters in the LGBT community, but more as Americans, they were our brothers and sisters. Doesn't matter what gender, what sexuality, or whatever that they felt they were. As a born American, anybody else who's born in America is immediately my brother or sister. That's what being part of this country is all about. We were founded on freedom of religion, freedom of race, freedom of hate. And yet somehow it has all come back around to bite us in the ass by hate mongers who unfortunately use the ability of free speech to pass on hatred. I don't know of anybody. I don't know anyone at all, actually, who has a hatred in my area towards the LGBT community. Now, as an American, I believe in standing up for what you want to stand up in. I will believe in fighting for your right to free speech, but that does not mean that I will agree with what you have to say. But when this person went out and bought a gun, he bought the gun legally, first off. Legally purchased a firearm. I'm not going to get into the whole firearms are bad debate. So in the eyes of the law and in the eyes of how everything is done, this terrorist, by American laws, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, by American laws, he legally purchased the gun. There is nothing wrong with him purchasing the gun because at that time, there was no said knowledge of any kind of plan of this to happen. But it did. And this is what scares me the most. People are using this as a political advantage towards people like Donald Trump. This further solidified Donald Trump's presidential race because of all the hate-mongering and fear-worshipping morons that are out there. I've already seen so many tweets from Donald Trump himself saying, well, this is all paraphrased, but, well, it's not really time to thank me. But yes, this needs to be done. No, it doesn't. Get your heads away from the political point of view and look at what happened. It was a hate crime. It was a predetermined hate crime by one man who went out and legally purchased firearms with the intent to kill innocent people. That's it. There's no political agenda. So please, politicians on both the left and the right side, Democratic, Republican, grassroots, whatever the hell you want to call yourselves, do not use this travesty, this tragedy, this mass killing as a platform for your own presidential candidacy. People's brothers died that night, their sons, their fathers. Yes, gay men can have children. Same with the women. Sisters, mothers, aunts, uncles, fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers, mothers, daughters, and sons died that night. Needlessly. And even on the forums that I browse and peruse every once in a while, I see a little snippet of this, RIP or whatever, and that's it. So, oh, well, we don't really care. Now, let me tell you something. If you're watching this for this long, either that means you think I'm a raving lunatic and you're going to post something in the fucking little space down below saying, oh, you're crazy, or maybe you're actually listening and thinking to yourself, maybe he has a point. Either way, it's up to you to stop this type of violence. It's up to us. It's up to us as the people. Not one man, not one woman, not one anybody. It is up to us as citizens of America, either born here or citizenized, to do something about this. Now, while I don't think that hatred for mankind and hatred for people that are not the same as you are going to disappear in my lifetime, I'm hoping that someday it will. Maybe I'll be lucky enough to finally see the end of hatred. I highly doubt it, with the way things are going. But I'm hoping against hope. that it will happen. It wasn't just 50 people killed and 53 injured. It was more than that. It was more than 53 injured. I'm talking about the mental scarring that has happened to all of those people's families and their friends. The needless slaughter that happened did not just affect those immediately there. With Pride coming up here in Seattle, I'm very scared for those people who are going to be attending. I've been to one. It's a lovely event. You don't see any hatred there. Because mainly the people who are out there that are holding signs get pushed back amongst the crowd of happy people who are there. And yet one person can make the fear insurmountably more. These are the kind of things that we have to deal with now, not later. These are the kind of things that we need to address now, not later. And for all you people out there who say that it's good that another gay has been shot because they're against God's plan, keep this in mind. What if it was your son or daughter out there? What if it was your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle? What if it was you? I have lost many friends and many family over my lifetime. I'm 31 years old. I have lost more friends and family than I could ever want on somebody else. But I would not wish this upon anyone. This was a needless, violent act of hatred. And it cannot happen again. It must not happen again. My thoughts and prayers have been with the people of Orlando, the victims' families, and the survivors who have to go through this now with their lives forever changed. They will never be the same people again. I guess in closing of my ramblings here, things need to change. We need to change things for the better. We need to put aside the hate and the fear of people who are different than us. And we need to welcome people with open arms and accept them for who they are, or what they want to be, or who they feel like they are, instead of pushing them towards something else that they don't want to be, or something they cannot be. And when they cannot be it, we don't understand, and so we lash out at them. We cannot do that as a nation. We cannot do that as a people. Because if we continue to do this, we are no better than animals. We are no better than the man who committed this heinous act of violence against so many innocents last night. Just think about that. Put it into your perspective and think about it. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for listening. I'm Gnorm. You're beautiful.